Hey, Ron, it's Harry from Spurs TV. And it's Friday, finally. Thank God. Um, so, yeah, Eugene, how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Sorry, guys, a bit late today. Yeah, just got back from work. Yeah, just was able to freshen up and jump onto the show. Yeah, and I won't give you
Yeah.
the details of what I was doing.
Oh no, it's fine.
And,
I've been a bit ill,
yeah,
so I just had today off to go to doctors and stuff. I'm all right now. I got, I got some stuff, so I'm okay now. Thankfully, it wasn't anything serious. Um, but yeah, so that's all right. Um, but I think first we're going to talk about the Atletico Madrid game. Get out of the way because where do we begin with this game? um, yeah,
you know,
Eugene, did you do a watch along for this or not? Were you asleep?
no, I didn't do a watch along. Just I watched the game for a while. I was doing my sahur, my last thing before my fasting. So I was having the meal and watching it, and not actually paying much attention. Since we conceded so early, and I didn't expect much other good things from there. So yeah, so it is what it is, right? To tell the truth, right, all I'm going to say is that a lot of our fans wanted us to throw the game, right? So yeah, you got your game being thrown, right? So he put Kinski in goal. What else could you? What else are you going to say, right? He took off he took off Gallagher, Xavi, Solanke, right? And he put on Sarr and Archie Gray in midfield. What else do you want? So we're going back to the same scenario where we had Ange who threw the Premier League games. Now Tudor, who already, to tell the truth, right, about Tudor is that I've already said this many times, right? The first three games that I gave him, it was his chance, right? The Arsenal game was a write-off. Okay, the Fulham game we lost, and the Crystal Palace game I don't even know how to explain the Crystal Palace game, right? Because VDV did a stupid mistake or a bad decision that cost us the game. So he lost three games, and I said it. If he loses three games, he should get the sack. But he's still here. So if he's still going to be here, right, then keep him until the end of the season, right? If not, then bring Ange back. That's all I'm going to say. Bring Ange back, bro. Right?
Well, if
Oh,
we keep in
and,
the
and
season, aren't we going to get
and
relegated?
who cares? I don't care anymore, right? I've been saying get us relegated for a long time, right? I'm more or less the first one to say get us relegated, right? Since 2 years ago, right? After when we got our Tottenham back, I went on my rant. Then I saw how we played. I already knew we were relegation fodder the way we played, right? So it's happening now, right? But somehow or another, miraculously, we won a cup last season. And to tell the truth, right, even winning the cup, right, no one appreciates it. No one loves that. Everyone diminishes it. So we deserve what we get, right? We all deserve what we get. That's all I'm going to say, right? And all I'm going to say now is that sit back, enjoy the ride. If not, bring Ange back.
But they won't bring him back. Even if you want him back, they won't bring him back.
I know they won't bring him back, but the truth, right? I mean, it might help if you bring him back, right? Because to tell the truth, the only person I can see that actually can save us now is Ange. You know why? Because nobody else can get a tune out of these guys, right? They ain't gonna get Harry Redknapp back, right? And I've been watching a lot of shows lately from Talk Sports and all that. Big up the Spurs podcast, right? Uh,
It's interesting take. Yeah, I think that's an interesting take.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll come to that later, right? I've been watching what Redknapp, Harry Redknapp talking about, I'll sure take the job, blah, blah, blah. I'll bring the Defoe back, right? Defoe says, there was a very interesting thing that Defoe said on the TalkSport show, right?
Mm.
He said that he was cast aside last season, right? I do
Yeah,
not know
yeah, yeah,
whether it was
yeah.
Ange's intentions or because he said he went and spoke to Scott Mann, right, to try to get a spot in the first team, right, to coach
Mm.
the strikers or something like that. And they said no, no, there wasn't any position available at the moment, right? At the time, he was already a coach in the youth team. Right? So that's what I've been saying. Our club, right, our owners don't show heart, don't show gratitude. That's why our fan base is brought up like that. You get what I'm saying? That's how we've culminated all these nonsense for so many years. And that's what I've been saying for so many years, right? I've been doing Levy out, Inic out for 5-6 years. You've been doing it for 5-6 years. We come back a full circle again. But with one plus thing is that Levy is not there anymore, right? And to tell you the truth, the A Madrid game, we lost 5-2 to A Madrid. Guess who lost 5-2 to PSG, right? So it was a bad night for all the English teams, right? So that's why I said, bring Ange back now, right? If Ange can get that 4-0, scoreline or get us through to the Champions League, right? And then help us fight this relegation battle, right? Then, that could be the best third season that Spurs ever had. Remember what he said? The third season is always the best, right?
Yeah.
That could be that.
But then,
so
I don't think Ange is the answer, to be honest, at this point. I think they need to bring someone in who knows Spurs somewhat. But what you just said, and I agree with you. They've shunned everyone who's got rid of, who's related
Harry,
to them.
It doesn't matter who you bring back now, right? Because we can tell from the style, not the style, right? We can tell from the body language of our players, right? They're not there. You understand? Their minds and their heart and their soul is not on the pitch. It's somewhere else. Most probably, I think it was chased away by Frank, right? Because he came in, and to tell the truth, if we have sacked Ange, right? If we brought in Klopp, right? A Nagelsmann, a Tuchel, right? That would have elevated the players, gave them something to look for. You get what I'm saying? But you brought in Frank, right? And you were part of the Frank loving train, remember? Right? He will be a better coach. He will be a better this. He will be a better that. Right? But look at how that turned out, Harry. I'm not saying it's your fault, but to tell the truth, right? A lot of the fans.
There's just been some breaking news. I don't know if it's a good source, but I've just seen some breaking news about Tudor.
All right. Okay, what's the breaking news?
Krish on X. Tottenham Hotspur squad have completely lost faith in interim head coach Igor Tudor. Club sources have confirmed.
Sack him!
Several players within the squad are unhappy with Tudor's way of working, his tactical approach, and his personal conduct and behaviour towards members of the team. There's a mutual feeling among the players that Tudor is not the right man to guide the club through this current situation. Important members of the squad are said to be frustrated with Tudor's management and believe his approach is currently doing more damage than good. Tottenham Hotspur's hierarchy are giving time to Tudor to change the situation, with the current plan for Tudor to continue for the next couple of games. What? What?
I know. The
so hold on.
The
post says that the post says that the players basically don't like Tudor and don't want to play for Tudor. But then at the end of the post, it basically explains that the club still want to carry on with the next few games. I don't get it. I don't get it.
No. This is a Gunnar thing, right? So this is Vinay's plan. You get what I'm saying? Right? Levy was stupid enough to bring a Gunnar in, right? The Gunnar conspired to get him kicked out, right? And now the Gunnar blames him for all this mess, right? And the Gunnar is actually behind there, right? Plotting for us to get down. Get that Gunnar out of the club first. That's what I'm going to do, right? Sack Lange, sack Vinay, right? That's the first thing should be done after when they sack Frank, right? Because remember what did Vinay came out and said? Oh, we went through 30 managers, right? And then we had a 10-point blah blah blah, right? And in the end of the day, Frank was the good one. Frank, right? And what happens then? Yeah, Frank comes in, right? And he demoralized the whole freaking squad. You know what I'm saying? From having that winning mentality, the winning feeling, right? He brought in a sad, defeatist mentality. As the contest said, the players don't like to play under pressure. Yeah, the players didn't like to play under pressure, but at least under Ange, right? The players were under pressure, right? In context, we were shit in the league. Everyone was shouting at the players, right? Ange was under pressure, remember? He was fighting with the fans ever since the Man City game, right? You get what I'm saying?
Well, I was at, when he cupped his ear, at Stamford Bridge. Yeah. I was there actually.
Yeah.
I was sitting the Chelsea end. And basically one of my friends is a Chelsea fan, so he gave me a spare ticket he had in the Chelsea end. and they were cussing him out. All the Chelsea fans saying he's a crap manager, he's shit. Anyway, but like when he clapped his ear, do you remember, to the fans?
Yeah. And VAR came in and ruled the goal out.
Ruled the goal out, and Saar almost got sent off.
So I know he rubbed the fans the wrong way, but in the end of the day, he united the fans by winning a trophy. Guys, don't forget, man, you were there at the parade, right? If everyone was so unhappy, right, why did 250,000 people turn up for the parade?
Right? We haven't won anything for 17 years.
Yeah, that's why we haven't won anything in 17 years. We should be at least grateful for that, right? But no, we're not grateful for that, right? That's why I said, come on, as a bitch, right? We're not grateful for the things we won, bro. And that's why I said, our fan base has got this deluded pride, right? Coming in second, right? Getting to finals, right? Like that's the trophy. Getting fourth place, getting Champions League. That's deluded pride. We don't want shit. Yeah, but when we win something, right? After that parade, everybody goes back to square one, Ange out, right? The cup is it was what? It was
I want an Ange regardless of the whatever happened. So for me, it didn't really matter if we won the final or not. I still wanted them gone.
I know, that's why. See, that's why where are we now?
Yeah, but I don't think it would be much different. I actually think the only difference, in my opinion, that would have happened is we would have won more games, we would have lost more games. So we probably would have been in a similar position now anyway, I think. Because considering the amount of injuries we have.
I think we'll be in a much better position, but we won't be winning the league, right? We won't be, we might be in the minor European Cups positions, 8 or 7, right? But not in this shit position now, playing shit football, right? Whilst the players all have just given up. Can't you just see the players have given up, right?
Yeah, I don't think bringing Ange is going to save us.
I do tell the truth, right? You can bring Jesus Christ, he won't even save us.
Yeah. I was going to comment that on a video earlier I was watching on Salah's channel, but I didn't want to write in the comments. You just read my mind.
Yeah, no one is going to save us because we have been programmed, right, to receive. You know what I'm saying?
Pain.
We've been programmed to receive, right? Hotel California, right? Right? You can check out anytime you like, but you can't leave. We're Spurs fans. We're stuck here forever. You get what I'm saying? What are you going to do? Are we going to go and join the Gooners? Right? We can't do that. Right? So all I'm going to say now is that for Spurs fans out there, you deserve what you get, right? Number one. Number two, the Man City protest, right? I'm having a back and forth with one of the CFT guys. Big up Jens, right? On Twitter, right? He was saying this and saying that, right? Then he said, Hans, do you know what he said? He said he was standing outside the stadium.
Do you have to, can you tell me or not?
Lyndon.
Who? Who's Lyndon?
That's why one of the guys. I know. Yeah, he's one of the guys. I know who Lyndon is, right? Because way back during the Conte time, we started something.
2022. 2022.
Yeah, Conte time. We started something called the Voice for Spurs.
Oh, right? Oh, yes. Now,
Lyndon was in the chat.
Yeah.
Right? He is the guy, right? Before even we knew who Billy T was and the rest of the other people were, right? We know who Lyndon was. And he's coming to tell me, right? They were outside the stadium standing, but no one was there. But the thing is that if you don't hold up the flags, if you don't rally the people to say, come join us, right? Who would know where you're standing? Right?
Do you mean when me and TJ went and there was no one there? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about in the stadium?
Outside the stadium. That's what he wrote to me on Twitter. Right?
Saying they were there.
And he's telling, and he says no one was there. You know, Phil P said he was there. You and TJ were there.
Well, literally outside the South Stand.
Yeah. You guys were supposed to meet outside the South Stand, right? That was the plan. It was written in the notes, right? When you went there, no one was there. So I don't know, right? Nowadays, I don't trust people I don't know, right? So all I know is that I did a live protest watch along with you guys, remember? Right? And no one was there, right? And they want to argue about this, right? And now they want to do the forest protest, right? But my question to you now, by doing a protest in the forest game, right? Why? You should be protesting every game. Don't select it. If you want to protest, protest.
Eugene,
right?
I'm all for the protest, but don't you think it's a bit too late? I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying, don't you think it's a bit too late? Like, what have people
Of course,
been
it's
doing the
too
past?
late, Henry. Right? When the Man City game was there, nobody turned up for the protest. That's why our January transfer window turned out to be shit. We didn't show up. If 5,000 people showed up in the Man City game for the protest, right? Do you think the Lewises would have bought a few more players in, at least on loan, right? To buffer things up? Nah. I'm watching us being deliberately, right now. I think it's deliberate, right? I do not know whether the Lewises is deliberately doing it or whether Vinna is deliberately doing it. Someone in the club there, right, is deliberately doing all this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like statements like this come out. 3 games in a row, we can't beat no one. 4 games in a row, the A Madrid game, right? We come out with cleats that can't even work out. We're slipping all over the pitch, right? What is wrong with this club? Don't you do your study, understand what's going on when you go to the away side of the game, right? And then tell the truth, right? This slipping around, right? It's just not only happening away in the A Madrid game. We have it, our own players slipping in our own stadium. Have you not noticed? Right? So there's something fundamentally wrong. So we know that the club has something fundamentally wrong. We've been saying this for so long, right? I've been saying it, you've been saying it, right? We pure Levy and Enoch outers have been saying it for so long. That's why I've become so fed up. After that protest, right? I just said, might as well also be in. Right? What's the point? Right? I'm in Malaysia and I take the time to do live watch-alongs for the protest. Right? No other channel does that. Show me one channel that does that. Right? And I've been doing it for 6 years. I did it when Daigle was 2 people with Ryan.
I know.
Isaac,
I remember. I know.
right?
I need to talk about. I
Right?
remember. I need to talk
Right?
Yeah.
I've been doing it right for so long. And when the CFT MCT game protest, it broke my heart. I must say, I put in the effort in Malaysia. I can't afford to fly over to London, right, to watch a game, to join the protest, right? I've been doing this for 6 years. I don't do this for the subscribers. I don't do this for the glory or the fame or anything, right? I do it because I love the club, and I'm happy I've done this because I've met other Spurs fans like you, Daigle, Stel, right? Who else, right? Mr. K, right? A lot of the OGs. Ellie was in the back room earlier. I met all of you.
Yeah.
You guys are like my family. And Arthur, right? Kimberly, Rez,
I'm
right?
Arthur.
Jens, Jens, right? Kev, right? LJ, Johnny. Remember Shelfside Spurs, right? Barry, right? The whole gang of you guys, right? I'm not too close to Ben and Sim from We Are Tottenham, but they know who I am. I know who they are, right? And to tell the truth, and I met a lot of Malaysian Spurs fans, Singaporean Spurs fans, right? I do it for the love of the club and knowing the fans, right? But what do I see? In the end of the day, whatever happens, happens, right? If we get relegated, we get relegated, right? I was hoping at least you put up a fight for the A Madrid game. At least, I mean, we lose, right? We don't lose like I call idiots, you know. We big up Rodney Martin, right? Yes. We're going down like a Titanic. The thing is, it's true. We're going down, right? I don't know. We're going down like Bonnie Blue.
Please subscribe to Eugene's OnlyFans. No, joke.
No. Since DJ's not here, right? So I have to take over the OnlyFans. Henry doesn't have OnlyFans, right? Yeah. Who wants to see a 58-year-old OnlyFans channel guy, right? So Harry's OnlyFans channel will be better than mine, right? So no. So in the end of the day, the A Madrid game, right, shows the incompetence of our club, our players, and the whole shebang, right? And this is not.
Well, let's be real. Tudor is not even the owners or the board's appointment. It's based on that's not even their idea. I'm still blaming them, but they just used Paratici's idea because they have no idea in their head about who to pick. Because Paratici suggested it in December. No, they were like, "Oh well, he would be somewhat good."
You see, you
Like,
see, if I'm the owner of a football club, right? Let's say I don't have any football knowledge. I don't have any kind of inclination of how to run a football team, but I know the business, right? So I hire idiots like Vinay and Lange, right, to do that part for me, right? So Vinay and Lange most probably doesn't have that creativity, right, to think outside the box, right? Like you said, right? When we sacked Frank, we should have put out the line either call Hoddle, call Harry, and have a word with them, right? But why won't they do that? Because number one, Vinay is a gooner, right? You get what I'm saying? Vinay is a gooner, number one, all right? Number two, Lange is useless, right? He was sidelined from Villa, and we pick up rubbish along the way. We've been picking up rubbish ever since we sold, let me see, was it Bale? What's the last one?
Bale.
Oh, sorry.
We got the
Bale, Modric,
players.
and Ericsson, right? After we sold Ericsson, we've been picking up rubbish.
2019. Was it 2019 we sold him, I think?
We've been picking up rubbish all the while. Ever since we sacked Poch, we've been picking up rubbish. You know what I'm saying? Right? Why can't we see that? I saw this coming 2 years ago when we started buying players from Premier League teams being relegated. You get what I'm saying? Right? We pick up players, Premier League team. We don't pick up players from Premier League teams who are mid-table where they have talent, right? And show some kind of promise. No, right? And we actually went down to pick up Archie Gray from Leeds, who are actually in the Championship, right? For £40 million because he was out and coming. But to tell the truth, Gray shows heart at the moment, right? And sorry to say, maybe he's not being well coached, right? And play to his actual position, to his strengths, because last season we didn't buy a defender. Remember, we were supposed to pick up another defender last season during Ange tenure summer, right? We were supposed to pick up a defender, right? But we didn't pick up an actual defender. We picked up Archie Gray. So Archie Gray was used throughout the back line last season. Remember?
Every position.
Every position in the back line he played, right? So somehow or another, this season, right? Voila, we are lack of defenders because of injuries and suspensions. Who fills in that gap? Archie Gray.
Archie Gray. 40 million.
Archie Gray, £40 million, right? The multi-purpose, Swiss Army knife, bullshit, whatever, right? So it is what it is, guys. For being some Spurs fan, it bloody hurts me, right? Like I said it last time, I don't want us to go down, right? Because if we go down, I don't even think I can fathom that feeling. You get what I'm saying? I can't say, okay, I've not seen us win the league in my lifetime, right? Because it was in 61, 62 season. I wasn't even born yet. But I've seen us at least win some FA Cups, some European Cups, right? And, and the most recent one that comes to my memory that has the most emotional ties to it is the recent Europa Cup, League Cup. You know what I'm saying, Harry, right? Because the 2008 League Cup, right? I already told you, right? I was in the KTV room, right? Half drunk and half, off my mind, right? When we won that cup, so I can't remember much shit of that game, right?
Fair enough.
At least this cup that we won last season, right? That will actually be etched in my memory because how would you say, celebrated it with a bunch of Spurs fans. Right?
But I went, maybe for me it's a bit different because I went to the 08 final that we won. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. No, but I think you are in London, right? So to tell the truth, right? Spurs fans were saying throw the A Madrid game. Now they are moaning and groaning. Why? What's wrong with you?
Why do we?
If you wanted us to, no. You remember you said focus on the league. This game isn't important. So now we lose it. Why the meltdown? I don't know.
I didn't have a meltdown. I didn't have a meltdown.
I'm not saying you having a meltdown. Why were you having a meltdown? Why? In the Spurs social media, internet world, everyone's having a meltdown, right? whilst everyone was saying, I said I wanted this to be taken seriously. Everyone laughed at me. Remember? Right? I said I wanted this to be taken seriously. Right? It's a cup. We have a chance, right, to at least show that we are, how do you call it, serious about it. But nah. But now when we lose 5-2, right? But of course, all I can say, putting Kinski in goal in such a big game, right?
Away, that's what I was going to talk
about. That wasn't the most intelligent thing to do. All right. Yeah. Number one, right? And like I was saying earlier, benching Xavi, Gallagher, right, and Solanke and all that, right? I don't know, right? We are playing against A Madrid. Everyone knows A Madrid is hardcore. You get what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So, being a Spurs fan now, we have to accept our fate, right? Whether after Cheltenham, Harry will come back or not, I'm not sure, right? If he wins the Gold Cup, right, maybe he will, right? But the problem is that, right, it comes down to the same thing. When was that? Was that the season before we appointed Ange, right? Mauricio Pochettino was already sacked by Chelsea. He sat there waiting for that phone call. It never came, right? America stepped in and...
He still wants to come, though. Apparently, he still wants to come even if we win the championship.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was reading today. Yeah.
He's willing to come to us even if he's in the championship. Then I'll give it to him.
Ben Jacobs.
I'll give it to him. Remember, we were talking about this last week. I said this. I said this last week, right? If Pochettino comes back, even if we win the championship, right? All out respect. And I will want him to come back when we are in the championship, not when we are in the Premier League. You get what I'm saying? Because if he comes back when we're in the championship, and that gives him the time and space to rebuild. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But if he comes back when we're in the Premier League, right? These owners will say, oh, it's just a small blip, right? And we will just do the bare minimum again, right? And then he'll be frustrated again.
Yeah, I agree with you, to be honest.
So in the end of the day, if Pochettino does come back and win the championship, I'll take him. But if he comes back when we are in the Premier League, I believe that is a move to appease the fans again, right?
Oh, remember my 100%.
Remember my explanation why I was in before they sacked Frank is because they're doing something, right? Not being pressured by the fans. Have you not noticed the trend of Spurs? It's the fans that pressure the club, then the club will react to the fans and make a decision. But the only thing is that we don't pressure them enough for them to sign actual good players and give them a decent wage. You understand? If we sign a player for £40 million and give them a wage of £30,000 a week, right? That's the level you get. You get what I'm saying? Right? His price tag might be £40 million, but his wage is 30, so that's the level that you get, right? If we sign a player for £25 million, but give the guy £150,000 a week, right? That shows the quality. Yes, sir. That's why now our fan base is going to meltdown again. Oh, we signed Gallagher, he's getting 200K. Bro, if you want quality, you pay the money. But to tell you the truth, whether Gallagher is a quality signing or not, it's still debatable. But to tell the truth, I pity him because he came to Spurs based on a desperate notion that he'll get game time, right, and show off his skills. At least Tudor will pick him. But now I think he's regretting it for the hell of his life because to tell the truth, right, he signed a 6-year contract, right? Oh my gosh.
What was he thinking? That's the question I want to know.
No, it wasn't what was he thinking. He was thinking about getting into the England team for the World Cup. That's what he was thinking.
But 6 years, isn't it a long contract to sign just to try and get into the England squad? I don't know.
I don't know if they're giving him 200.
I'd understand more if it was like a 4-year contract, maybe a 4-year contract.
I know, but the
But
thing is
six
that
is a lot.
he's young.
Six is a
You know
lot.
what? Come on, Harry. This is Tottenham Hotspur, right? If we're gonna give you 200K a week, right? We're not gonna give you a 3-year contract or a 4-year contract, right? We're gonna give you a 6-year contract so we can tie you down, right? And if you do good, right, and when another team comes in and want to buy you, a bigger team like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or something like that, right? We have a 6-year contract, more time to negotiate, more money to be paid. That's what we think. We think about the business apart from the football. That's why where we are now. This is where we are now. Right.
Okay, before we go into the Liverpool game, I just want to speak briefly about Tudor's comments. So I don't know if you've seen some of them, but there's one I want to read out. He told the players, apparently, you can cry or you can fight. Sorry. Yeah. So do you think Tudor...
Anyway, all right, based on that comment, right, to tell the truth, if the players respected you, then it will have a different effect on it. If the players don't respect you, it is what it is. It doesn't matter, right? And based on what you read out just now in the earlier call, there was a breaking news, right, about the players not happy.
Yeah. But they're still going to stick with him, apparently. Yeah.
The players not happy, blah, 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 right? If he's the manager, right, if the players are not happy, right, for the Liverpool game, all those players are not happy, right, they shouldn't even be in the squad.
Do you think, because apparently Mickey's apparently injured, Romero's missing. Like, there's a, I don't know if let me just see why I read earlier. Sorry, let me just read out the absentees that I saw earlier.
Yeah, Romero and Paulinho has got concussion.
Paulinho, isn't it? Yeah. Bissouma has a problem, and Conor Gallagher has a fever, but he's going to play.
There's
always something. There's always something happening. Very rare. I've never seen this in my career. Because they don't want to play for him. Probably.
They don't want to play for him. They didn't want to play for Frank. They didn't want to play for Tudor, right? Do you think you bring in Harry Redknapp, they're going to want to play for him? Think about it.
Maybe. Redknapp's a bit different, though.
You see, the thing is that, right?
The problem is, I think this is how I see it.
Redknapp last managed a team 11 or 17. You got to check how many years? 17 or 11 years ago.
I think 11. Yeah.
Right. The mentality, right, of players, right, from that time, and the mentality of these players from this time, right, has totally changed. You understand? Social media is so much stronger, right? The influence, they get affected too easy. No, that's why these are cheap players. You know what I'm saying? Cheap wage players. If you show so much emotion and not be professional about your game, right? I can tell you, right? If Romero is throwing his toys out of Prem, VDV is throwing his toys out of Prem, right? All these players are throwing his toys out. Big up, Louis, right? Right? Join us, Louis. Right? And Louis and N, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is that Louis from?
Yeah.
Right, Anthony. If these players, right, are showing so much unprofessionalism, right, and they're not putting their all to try to help Spurs get out of this scenario, right, the big clubs shouldn't sign them, bro. That is their weakness. You get me saying now, right? If you show this,
what I'm saying is, the problem is Tudor's come in, I think, and he's been like almost.
They all should go to Arsenal.
And then there's no because have you seen the videos of some of the training? So at the beginning, I think Tudor came in and he was on the training ground, with them very on their cases, right? And then the Arsenal game happened, and I think the other game happened, and then after that, when I saw the training they showed on the TV briefly, he was just letting the coaches do it. He wasn't as involved, he was just watching. So maybe he tried to get through to players. I don't know how, but the impression I get is he's gone in there and just like shouted at them. Basically, that's what I think. And they've not responded. Obviously, they're just like,
yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You see,
I think the problem with Frank. Apparently, Frank let too many things slide, and then this guy's almost the other way.
Yeah.
So
Frank was a pussy. All right. Frank let the players bully him. All right. There was no respect there already. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying second Ange. Okay, the truth, right? Stel said this too. Second Ange was the biggest mistake, right? The club ever made. You guys have to admit it. You know.
I don't think second Ange was a mistake.
No. Okay, let me finish. Second Ange, sorry. Second Ange, right, and bringing in Frank was the biggest mistake the club ever made. You get what I'm saying? Those who supported it must admit it. First thing, all right? If we said Ange, right, and brought in a manager with a much higher caliber, a manager with status and prestige, or has won something before, then it would be different. In that dressing room, when Frank was the manager, right, if Frank wanted to reprimand, or I don't know what kind of style he had, maybe he was too diplomatic, everybody becomes his friends. You know, when things like once you become friends, right, it's very hard to work with because friends have emotions tied to it. You know, Harry, you better switch on the light, bro.
Yeah. Like be right back. Sorry.
Yeah. Harry, he's going to switch on his lights, right? So okay, where was I? Right. If Frank comes in too diplomatic, the players know how to push his buttons, right? And they don't show him the kind of respect that needs to be shown, right? I can tell you this, right? If Sir Alex Ferguson, right, was managing in this era, it would never work because of the style. You get what I'm saying? Right? And I think we can hear Harry turning the blinds, closing the screen before he switch on the light. And Harry, switch on the light and show your face again. I don't know whether you can hear me. But okay, going back to Frank. Frank pushed over by the players, and no, in the end of the day, the mentality wasn't there, and the style of football was backwards. So the players weren't used to it or couldn't understand it because the previous manager was very front-footed, and when he comes in, he becomes back-footed. That confuses them, right? We did see early in the season. Now that looks better, Harry.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to close the curtains and stuff. Yeah.
No, not you look like some kind of. We're not a football channel. It's like some kind of, we're watching, doing some other kind of channels.
Yeah. Don't worry, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Now, what was I saying? Frank, right? And since Frank has how many games was he in charge in the Premier League? 22, 23?
Something like that.
Right on.
How many games has Tudor managed in the Premier League? Because
3.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
I mean, we had 12 games left when he was sacked, wasn't? Or was it 25 or 24?
22. If not mistaken. No. 26. Yeah, 26 games. All right.
Who's Matt? Who's Matt?
Yeah, I love to go for another channels and stop of this Virginia and see you get the same amount of name calling.
Who's Matt?
Yes. I don't know who's Matt, but no, don't worry. Later, right? Bill, THFC. I'll be going on to Stel's new channel, right? Everybody has
delegation.
Delegation. Yeah, delegation, right? We're gonna break Stel's channel's virginity there, right? I'll be saying the same things to a much wider audience because whenever Stel does a show, there's a big following there. Right? I'll be saying the same thing. Right? Hopefully, if I can remember. Yeah. Tudor comments. I guess he's lost the dressing room. He should be sacked.
Already. He just turned up. That's what I'm just like.
No.
It's mad, isn't it?
Okay, right. We laughed. Hold on, right? This is karma, bro. We laughed at Ange, remember? Going into Forest. How many games did he have? 3, 4, 5?
10 games. No, he lasted. How many games was it?
5.
Was
Check.
it 5 games? I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it was longer than that.
5 games. Okay.
No,
okay.
it was
It won't
longer
be
than that.
not more than 10. In the Premier League, not more than 10.
Oh, let me check. Hold on. Okay. Postecoglou's tenure at Forest was a brief and so okay. 39 days.
39
winless
days.
record. Postecoglou failed to win any of his 8 matches in charge, recording 2 draws and 6 defeats.
How many in the Premier League?
I don't know because he played like 2 European games, so maybe 6 Premier League games.
So Tudor has played 3 Premier League games, right?
Yeah, hold on, let me just see if it says anything on this thing.
Bro, like I said, bro, karma bites, right? And it's biting.
Apparently, Chris Wood really struggled under. Apparently, Chris Wood really struggled under Ange.
Yeah, no, he can't run, bro. You see, Ange's squad, right, is moving all the time. They run, right? And they run like blind headless chickens. Remember?
Bragging about winning form in his press conferences, then failing to win his first 8 games does not fit together.
It doesn't matter, right? Because
61% of Forest's goals conceded under Postecoglou with some set pieces. Oh my god,
yeah,
that's crazy.
All right, guys.
I think he played 6 Premier League games.
Say that?
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
6 Premier League games, okay, yeah. Fair.
I think
like what Tudor is.
I think
Tudor is gonna regret this because Tudor will come out and say what Ange said. Right, this job he should have taken. You get what I'm saying? He should have taken it. But if you were offered a job, you would try, right? And hopefully he'll learn from his failures and he'll be a better coach next time. That's all I'm gonna say to him. But sack the fucker. Don't wait.
I'll take the job.
What the hell are we waiting for?
A few more games left.
I'll take the job. You will take the job. You don't have the license.
Yeah. But we are desperate, aren't we? So
yeah. Right. Tudor's comments shows that I don't know.
He's lost the dressing room.
1 week, when he first arrived, it's about winning, right? We all knew that. Saying the same thing any manager would have said, coming into a situation like that. What are you gonna say? Oh no. There's only one manager that I ever seen, right? Coming to a job and says that, no, we're gonna win some games, we're gonna lose some games, we're gonna draw some games. Remember? Who said that?
Yeah. But it's true.
I know,
it's
but
true.
you don't tell the fans that, right? It's like telling that, okay, we're gonna be shit.
But anyways, let's talk before we finish. I mean, this is the last topic anyway, because there's not really much to talk about because we got battered by Madrid. I mean, Tudor's basically going to get sacked before you know it. But anyways, Liverpool relegation.
The thing is that the amazing thing is that the club is sticking with him, right? And the players are not with him, right? Bro, this game, right? I don't even think I want to do a watch along, bro. You know what I'm saying? We could go out there and get humiliated, smacked by Liverpool 6-0, 6-1, or 6-3. Oh, remember, right? Were we down to 9 men and we lost 6-3 to Liverpool at home?
Yeah, they were 5-1 down. They're flipping, clapping singing Ange's name. I'm like, what is wrong with our fan base? Like, genuinely, we're 5-1 down and singing his name. Like,
what is wrong with fan base? Is that our
fans are like, yeah.
I've been saying this so long too. Our fans, right? Media is cornered. A market of our fans that goes to the stadium, right, are bourgeois. Yes, they are there for the vibe. To be there, to be seen, right? Because it's one of the best stadiums in the world, right? And now I'm going to name it. My God, imagine our sponsors were from a toilet bowl company. The Tottenham, no, I wouldn't say that. But Liverpool, like I was saying, right? If the players that are not on his boat, remember he had reference to a boat, which a lot of people are saying is sinking faster than Titanic, right? Then he has to bring new players on that boat. Right? But where is he going to get new players from? Right? It's the academy. Maybe put out the youth, right? And shock everyone, right? And actually tell the club, sack me. Right? I mean, not bring out all the youth, right?
Apparently, I only read part of his comments, but apparently he was trying to blame the club essentially for where the club is, but he did it in a nicer way than Conte. You know Conte's rant, right? Imagine Conte's rant.
Yeah.
But apparently he did it in a nicer way. Apparently he said it in a nicer way in his press conference. I don't know what that means. I haven't read all the comments because as the Gold was tweeting about it.
And that's why our board doesn't act, you know. The managers are coming out and slating the club. Our players come out and slate the club, right? We don't take action against that, right? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Right? No matter what Romero said was correct, I support it, right? Might as well, to tell the truth, right, guys, the next home game at Forest, right? The best thing what you should do is, right, make a kind of scarf, a little bit of handkerchief or something, right? Throw it to Romero, right? So whenever, you know, something goes right, he can take out and say, eat it in. You guys have?
Oh my days.
So I mean, guys, we don't take discipline on players that take a shit out of our club, right? We are Spurs fans. We should be proud of our club, right? We should show some kind, you know, you must show respect to the club, right? But whatever said is correct. We don't take our players, I don't know, power. You can say player power is so strong now that, you know, sack Tudor. Don't even have to bring in back a manager. Right? Let the players be the managers themselves. You guys know, since they're so clever, right, to play the game and all that. If I was the owners, right, maybe you have to check the Premier League rules, right, whether we can play a game, right, without a manager. Maybe we can have an assistant. Bring in the youth academy coach and let it have a run. You know, right? Like what Brentford did. You know, remember when we priced Frank and his whole. My God, the amount of money we waste on managers and their
if we spent all the money on managers and bought them on players, we'd probably not be in this position.
No, not bought them players, but if we have spent all that money, right, on the managers and the backroom staff and all that blah blah blah, right? But a lot of people are saying nowadays they don't get paid in full. There'll be a negotiation and contract, right? Once they get back into another job, maybe they will cover whatever. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of deal that's done, right? But we've sacked so many managers, right? So that amount could accumulate, right? From Poch onwards, right? We sacked Poch. How much did he get compensated, right? £5 million, £10 million, right? We sacked Jose. How much did he get compensated? I think Jose about £15 million, right? We sacked Nuno. Nuno was the best one. I think he got the best deal. Another £15 million because he signed. He signed a 4-year contract, bro, and he got sacked within 6 months.
Right? Someone's getting sacked is actually a benefit, you know.
The only thing is that it doesn't put a good reputation to your CV, lah. You get sacked. Open up your CV, you got sacked from here, sacked from here. Who's gonna employ you? You know what I'm saying? That's why when we brought in Tudor, right? He was sacked from so many clubs. Yeah. Hey, Harry, go and check. How many clubs did Tudor get sacked from?
Oh, I think it's like 4 or 5 or something like that. Like, because he takes a short stint, and then because I think at Juve he took a short
I mean,
stint, and then he got
No,
back the season
no.
after.
Okay, if you take a short stint, right, and then you leave and your contract ends, that is good. But how many stints has he taken and then he's got sacked? You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, right? Not being priced away by another club or something like that, but being actually sacked. Yes, sir. And were they saying we want to bring Dyche in? I heard another rumor. You think Sean Dyche will do any good?
No, apparently he doesn't want to come.
Of course he doesn't want to come. We're a shit show. Even Sean Dyche can see it from so far. And that's why I don't understand.
Man. He rejected us.
Sean,
he rejected us.
That means did we actually no, yeah. If we was, you know why he rejected us? Because we didn't go for him first. Again, maybe we didn't go for him first. And now that he sees Tudor is in this shit show, which manager, to tell the truth, is going to come in and actually take a job? Right? Like you said, it has to be an ex-Spurs called affiliate.
That's what I think we should bring in. That's what I think we should bring in.
Liverpool game. Vicario will start. Who are we going to play in the back three now?
Well,
it has to
we
be
also on TV.
Danso.
We also on TV were on earlier, and they said that we have to play maybe. Sounds really bad. Danso, Gray, and Dragusin or something. That's what I was reading.
Yeah, Danso, Gray, and Dragusin. Because don't forget,
Tudor said that Gray would play in a different position, so by default he might have to play in the back three.
Yeah, don't worry.
He's not going to play him up front, is he? He's not going to play him up front, is he?
Yep. If he stays right, Gray's going to be. Yeah, actually, for all you know, right, he might turn out to be a brilliant striker.
He could. Can you imagine?
That's how we found Bale, right? Predictions.
I think we're going to get battered 5-1.
5-1. Yeah, it could be a 6-3. But do you see any standing loss? I think. But the thing is that we don't even know who are the players are on his boat now, right? So, yeah. All right, you say 5-1, I say 6-3. And relegation, the topic of relegation, I've been saying this for so long, right? It is why this week we're too proud. That's why we feel that we won't go down, right? Remember last season?
I think we are going down, to be honest. I think we are going down.
I don't want us to go down, bro. Right. I really don't want us to go down. You know why? Man. I need Leicester to stay up in the championship. Then maybe I need to do some show with Chris.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But Leicester are going to go down, maybe, you know?
No, they're hovering around there. I don't think they'll go down.
I think I'm in bottom three.
No, they jumped off the bottom three.
They lost, didn't they? Oh no, they won their last game, didn't they? They won.
Yeah.
They are 21st. They're they're literally on goal difference. They're in 21st.
That means they are more or less in the same position that we are. Right.
Literally.
21st. Yeah. 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st. Oh, they're one. Yeah. Literally. What is there to say, Harry? Hesper TV?
Nothing. There's nothing really. I mean, we're going to get relegated, basically.
Nah. All right. We've been doing shows for so long, right? Like an old friend of mine used to say, right? Every start of season, right? We're going for the quadruple because mathematically it's possible.
Yeah.
So now at the moment, I'll be still optimistic because mathematically it's still possible for us to survive. But the only thing is that how are we going to get the points?
Because when I look at our fixtures, everyone says our home fixtures are the best chance because obviously we've got to go to Anfield, we've got to go to tomorrow on Sunday. We've got to go to Stamford Bridge, second last game of the season. We've got to go to Villa Park. Like, we've got hard away games. Everyone says, well, these home games, Wolves away, I still think that's a hard game. We're probably going to lose that. We haven't beaten Wolves in like 3 years. Like, and they say, well, our home games are the saving grace. You've got Everton on the last day. They might be done by that point. Everton might be okay. They might not have anything to play for. We've got Forest, Leeds, and the other game. But then you got our home form. We've won 2 games at home all season. So that's what I mean. I think we're going down. Like, I don't see how we get out.
Harry. Okay, listen to me now. In my heart, right, mathematically, we are still, because
got a chance.
we're 1 point. Yeah, we still have a chance. 1 point away from that position, right? But in my logic sense, right, seeing the football, hearing the news, hearing about the players, or all these news come out, right? I don't see us winning another game from now on if we continue.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
And I think the whole fan base feels that. Yes, we see with our eyes that the players are not playing for the club, the badge, the fans, the manager, the owners, the CEO, the DOF.
Anyone. They're not playing for anyone.
They're not even playing for themselves anymore. I don't even know why they're there.
They're all going. I think they're all going in the summer. So
there's no. I mean, what are we going to do, right? 80% clear out. If we drop into the championship, yes, 80% clear out. You get what I'm saying? Right, because wage structure, the PSR, FFP rules, and all that will totally change the landscape on how we run, right? But the thing is that if Poch comes back and we can rebuild from there, sack that Gunnar, get rid of Langer, right? And rebuild from there, right? And get an actual person to run the football, right? Knows football, right? And the owners must trust him, set him a budget, right? You have 100 million or 150 million to spend, right? Whether it's including sales or no non-sales, just net 100 or 150 million. You're talking about 100 million net to spend, and including the sales of the players that we've sold, right? And whatever the balance that needs to be covered up, because you must always remember, we buy a player, right? We don't buy the player on full. We always buy them in installments. Remember? That's why a lot of teams, a lot of owners don't like to deal with Daniel Levy, right? A lot of owners want the money. If you want to buy a 50 million pound player, okay, pay me in 3 tranches, right? And get it done. No. We will have to talk about a deal, right? Sit down, spend money on lawyers, the blah, 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 knock back and forth. Then in the end, this delay, that delay, all is money. That's why no one wants to deal with us because Daniel Levy's there, right? But surprisingly, Enoch did the Gallagher deal quite quickly. 35. I don't know.
I was surprised about that. I was very surprised about that.
I don't know what's the structure for that, right? For the payment there, right?
Yeah.
If these players go, if we can sell them for higher price, but we do know, right? Players like Richarlison, we got him for 55 million, 60 million, or something like that. He ain't going for
over like 20, he's over like 3 or 4 years
pounds.
Paying.
We're not gonna get 20 million pounds for him. You get what I'm saying? What are the players gonna sell? We just bought Xavi, 55, if I'm not mistaken. Can we sell him for 55? Not make a loss? That's hard to say, right? That's all I'm gonna say, right? So if relegation comes along, it comes along, right? What else can we do? Is expected.
Pick up Chris. Here we go.
Yeah, pick up Chris. So we're doing well, Chris. Right, another one of the OGs, right? Chris knows, right?
I remember from one of the first protests I went to. Yeah.
Right. Guys, our protest journey started from the EF called SPL Super League, right?
Yeah, I didn't go to that one. I know about it. I didn't go.
That was the first one. Now,
the first one I went
6
to was
years late.
2021. 2021. Yeah, that's the first one I went to.
Now 6 years down the line, right? 5 years down the line. We're back to square one again, guys. This is what it is. But at least now we've got gathered a bit more speed, right? We were one of the smallest minority in this section. But now at least we've become an actual minority. Not small now, right? An actual minority status that we can get. Right? Yeah. But guys, I guess there's nothing much to say. We'll catch up later on Mr.
Yeah, I might come on sales later. I need to eat something first now.
Spurs or something like that, right? He says Stel started his own new channel. We're all going there to support it, and hope you guys will be there to support, right? Delegation time, come on!
Did you see the video? Did you see the image of the stream? It's the picture of him driving a train. Have you not seen it?
No, yeah.
It's so funny. I have to admit, it's pretty.
Choo-choo, right?
It's actually pretty.
Choo-choo, blood. Choo-choo, blood.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, come on, you Spurs, I guess.
Yeah, subscribe to Hasper TV, Spurs Version TV, right? Give it a like and all that good stuff. See you later, guys.